Welcome to part 2 of the Spiritual Life Map, featuring scripture reflection. Addressing suffering necessitates revisiting history. In Deuteronomy 4-9, Moses warned the Israelites, "Keep yourself alert and don't forget the things your eyes have seen or lose them forever. Teach them to your children and future generations." By taking a look back, they needed to understand that God was around and they had to stay in line. Giving consideration to memories was like having a spiritual, social, and psychological map in their minds that reminded them the way out of challenges in generations. This way, when they were on their own later, they could look back at what God had done, pray and count on Him. In Deuteronomy 7:17-18 you may say to yourselves, "These nations are stronger than we are. How can we drive them out?" 18. But do not be afraid of them. Remember well what the Lord your God did to Pharaoh and to all Egypt. In this scripture once again the Israelites were reminded of their position in the Lord to focus on God because of what He had done in the past. Exodus 14:10-14. The children of Israel so quickly forgot God's powerful interventions on their behalf whenever they were in difficult situations because they took their focus from Him. Vivid recalling as the one done with a spiritual life map can help one look up to God whilst remembering all that He has done in the past. The book of Psalm 103:3 calls for remembering to bless the name of God, not overlooking His benefits. Preventing falls from grace faith as one waits on God's help. You can read the entire chapter of this psalm to see all the eternal benefits told. Here are 3 principles to take home. When going through challenges you can realize greater strengths about your life which you may have never known before, therefore, it is an opportunity to grow. When the suffering comes to an end, take the lessons learned, they are real to you and true to make a personal bank of resource that can also use to help others in similar problems. Reflection of the difficult challenges should focus on our spiritual response. This is because any form of suffering is beyond human power and strength and requires God's intervention. From 2 Corinthians 10:2, for the weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have divine power to demolish strongholds. As you begin to focus on God, you will realize the grip of the devil becomes weak because automatically this improves your worship for God, His child. Reflection on God's righteousness. I agree it is difficult to see God's attributes declared of Him as good, loving, sovereign, and faithful among others. Job realized this revelation in his deepest agony when God responded to his cry in the book of Job 38:1-2 and asked, "Who is this that obscures my plans with words without knowledge?" God's righteousness does not change with our situations, it remains eternal and everlasting. By the way, see you soon.